Welcome to One Girl in All the World, a Buffy the Vampire Slayer rewatch podcast where we recap each episode in order and discuss. I'm Ashley, Buffy superfan.
Kimmy, Buffy newbie.
You can find us all major podcast apps, YouTube, and Instagram with new episodes on Tuesdays. So we are together again.
We're together.
We're together.
Reunited and it feels so good.
You have to do that. There you go. I'll let you do it. Okay, yeah, so we are halfway through season 4 now.
Yeah, it snuck up on me. How are we halfway through already?
Yeah. How are you liking it so far?
Good season.
Halfway check-in.
This is my favorite season so far.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a fun season. It's not intensely emotional like some of the other seasons have been.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit lighter.
Funny.
It's
so funny.
Did I tell you? Season 4 is the funniest season.
I'm enjoying the humor.
It's the funniest season there is, in my opinion. Don't come at me, please. Yeah, good. Okay, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's definitely... Yeah, I love to watch... I usually watch, like I've said this before, probably 5 to 7, the most. But 4, I love 4. 4, if you need a laugh, it's 4 to go to.
Well, I'm curious to see what 5 through 7 is like. Yeah. I guess we'll see.
Mm-hmm. That's real. My Buffy era, 5 to 7. All right, so today... But we're not in 5 to 7 yet. We're halfway through 4. But like this, we will be in season 5. So today we're talking about A New Man, which is a Giles-centric episode, which we haven't had in a while.
Yeah, actually, I liked that too. I like that about this episode.
Yeah, because Giles has been struggling this season, to be involved. Kind of like Xander. They're both going through...
Well, he's feeling a little maybe purposeless. Like he needs to find his purpose again. He's not a librarian.
He's not a watcher.
He
officially
helps, but yeah, he's not.
He's unofficial watcher.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's struggling with his identity and everything.
Yeah.
So, okay. So the original air date for A New Man was January 25th, 2000. So that was 2 days before my birthday.
Oh, wow.
In 2000. Written by Jade Espenson, who we love, and directed by Michael Gershom. The synopsis is Buffy and Riley explore the extent of each other's powers as they become more romantically entwined. Feeling left out these days, Giles turns to his old buddy Ethan Rayne for camaraderie, but Giles must rely on an unlikely source when he is transformed into a demon and mistakenly hunted down by an unknowing Buffy.
It's very interesting episode.
Yeah. And we get the ending is very, do you even remember?
It's like I just watched it not that long ago, right? Oh, yeah.
The kind of like cliffhanger, kind of.
Yeah, with Professor Walsh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's interesting.
I'm guessing we'll find out more next episode.
All right, so we got to previously on. We're just going to get reminded that because Tara and Willow hang out a bit in this episode, we got to remind us who Tara is because she hasn't been around that long. We get to know that we get to reminded that Spike can hurt demons, which he's very happy about, and then that Buffy and Riley are officially together now. Yeah.
And they're cute.
They're a couple.
Briley.
Did I? Oh, yes, Briley. Yes, Briley.
I'm Team Briley over here.
I think she needs a Briley, or she needs a Riley at this time.
She does need a Riley.
She's in her Briley era.
Like calm and steady and stable and still fun and exciting.
You think he's exciting?
I do. I mean, because I have been where Buffy has been and have been attracted to a different kind of exciting, I will say. And then when you meet someone more like Riley, it's exciting in a different way.
Okay.
It's still exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A non-roller coastery emotion kind of exciting. Stable exciting.
A stable exciting.
It's
Great.
still
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. All right. So we open Buffy's dorm.
Makeout sesh.
Yeah.
Go Team Briley.
Yeah. Buffy and Riley are making out on her bed, and they say Willow's not going to be there.
Willow breaks in.
Yeah.
So you're safe. We don't have to watch it for too long. Ashley's not into PDA.
That's in private.
PDA, you're right.
It's not like Willow's sitting on her bed reading.
That would be funny.
They're in private.
What do people in college do with roommates? Jeez.
It was the tie or the sock on the door, right?
Hair scrunchie.
Or whatever, something. You have to come a agreed upon code.
Thank God. Okay.
Oh yeah, I had roommates.
Yeah.
But they were as loveless as me, so it was fine. But my ex-boyfriend lived 2 doors down, which was...
That's convenient.
The whole campus.
He was your
ex-boyfriend at that time.
Oh,
we had broken up the summer...
Before
think.
college?
Well, no, between our between our freshman and sophomore year of college.
Wait, can you say those in numbers? Because we don't have those in Canada.
Well, It's not a number. There is no number in college.
First year?
First year and second year. It's not like ninth. It's not like 12. It's not like 13th and 14th
we
grade.
say first year, second year, third year.
Well, you could say that, yeah, I guess.
Okay.
And then of all the assignments and all of the campus, he's 2 doors down because it was a co-ed dorm.
Were you guys nice to each other? Were you able to be civil?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
That's a lot of maturity right there, honestly. Okay.
Yeah. Or anyway, wow.
Well, he's missing out. He sucks.
Well, I broke up with him,
fumbled.
so.
Oh, yeah, but why?
I just got bored.
Ashley likes excitement.
He was a Riley. I'm sorry. Very great guy, but he was a Riley, and I just was like,
"Are my Riley fans? Can we get some love in the comments, please? There need to be some other Riley fans.
They must be out there somewhere. Yeah. So give those white bread Rileys some love.
They're not all white.
I mean, white bread, not like a white person.
Oh, okay.
Like, white bread is very bland.
Oh, white. Oh, you mean the... Okay, sorry.
Every time I've said he's white bread, you thought he just meant he's a white person?
BRED.
No, not that. No.
I'm glad we resolved that.
Like the baked good.
The food. Okay.
I wonder if any of this will stay in. We'll see. All right. So we got to far as Briley's making out.
Okay.
In private, so it wasn't PDA.
Willow breaks in.
But Willow barges in saying that basically there's a demon in the rec room.
A fire breather.
Yeah, because Riley says, is it a vampire? She's, vampires don't breathe fire. Oh my God. So they have to rush over to the rec room. They burst in the door. Buffy has her stake and Riley has a crossbow, and then it's surprise. It's Buffy's, because Buffy's birthday's on the 19th. So this is like the day after Buffy's birthday. And so, yeah, they break in and it's a surprise 19th birthday party for Buffy.
Oh, 19. Okay.
Yeah.
So in Canada, 19 is a big age. That's not a big age in this country, though, no?
No, it'd be like 18 and 21.
Okay, in Canada, 19 is drinking age for most provinces.
Okay, that's why 21 is thing here.
Okay.
So we go to the credits, and then we're back in the rec room. So, yeah, we kind of see that people are invited to the party. Giles is there.
He's looking a little bored.
Yeah, trying to blend in.
You're trying to talk to Onion.
Anya and Xander.
And Onion's, like, not having it. She's very to the point.
Yeah, she has no filter. She has no tact. But, yeah.
She's funny, though.
Xander's trying to share his... Because over there, he says his public school, but over there, public school is private school. It's confusing. So he was going to like a private school, and they had like a recreational room or whatever. So he was talking about the stories. He's going to tell a story, and yeah, they just get bored, and he like releases them.
And she says, like, I'm bored.
Yeah. He releases them to go eat, so he's just standing there by himself.
Oh, yeah.
When Willow comes over to say hi to him, he says, oh, there's like a lot of new faces here. And she says, yeah, some of Riley's friends, mostly kids from the dorm. So he kind of feels out of sorts. It's not like just the core Scooby group.
But also he recognized a lot of the kids in the high school.
Yeah. So Buffy brings Riley over to introduce. I thought it was cute how
It was cute. I felt like this was like, she's like, hey, Dad, here's my new boyfriend.
Yeah.
It was really cute.
I thought it was cute that they had a moment.
Yeah. It was so
Buffy
cute.
and Giles when he says happy birthday and they hug.
Yeah.
And he's like, 19, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And then she just interrupts him to introduce Riley. So introduces him as a boyfriend, which
she's very excited to do that.
Giles is like, what?
Yeah, who's this guy? Why do I not know anything about it?
We have a boyfriend now?
Yeah.
And yeah, Riley is trying to impress, like he's like meeting a parent. Yeah, it's like that's like essentially Buffy's dad.
Yeah.
So it kind of gets awkward because he's talking about him not being at the library anymore and like not having a job, and it's a bit awkward. So Buffy kind of sends Riley off to get Giles some cake, even though I think he's been giving cake twice in the scene already. But he lets him go.
Too much cake.
Oh,
and then they talk about Professor Walsh, right?
Yeah, Buffy says that Professor Walsh is the smartest person she's ever met.
And then that, like, Giles' face is like...
Yeah, he's like, oh. Yeah. And he's like, we should have invited her. And Buffy says, oh, she's like 40. She has better things to do than hang out with a bunch of kids.
First of all, she's like 40. I was like, ouch. Okay. Like, that's so old. Just wait.
I am in the under 40 crowd still, so I get it, Buffy. Hang out with these old elderly folks.
Wow. Okay, apparently an elder.
Well, I'm married to an elderly man as well, so
He's
I'm
40,
just...
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so Giles was like, oh, great, what does that make me? Like, I have nothing better to do than hang out with kids, and I'm
over 40.
older than 40.
He's older than 40 for sure.
Yeah, so he is feeling it.
That was really funny.
He's feeling it, yeah. We go to Xander's basement, and Spike is moving out. He's moving out on his own.
He's looking for, like, a dungeon or a...
Crypt.
Yeah, that's
A dungeon? But Xander says, like, why is it taking you so long? You don't own anything. And he's, like, picking up things that are Xander's, trying to steal them, like his radio and a tape measure. And he's like, I'm evil. I'm going to steal these things. Like, what do you expect? And Anya kind of asks what he's looking for. He says a crypt, somewhere dark and dank, but not as dark and dank as Xander's basement. And Anya tries to give him Xander's lamp, which is supposed to be like a housewarming present. But you don't just give other people's things to someone for housewarming. And Xander has to clarify, that's when you, like people. It's for friends, not for enemies. And then, there's a whole problem with Spike realizing that his crypt won't have electricity.
Yeah.
So he won't be able to keep his blood cold and all that. So he's like, and then he says, oh, I'm surprised Buffy didn't come over to, like, say goodbye. And Xander says she actually has an appointment with someone who's actually still scary. And it cuts right to Professor Walsh's office. So
it's kind of scary.
Yeah, she's intimidating. And Buffy and Walsh meet kind of as, like, the initiative person and the Slayer instead of student and teacher.
It's like they had this parallel where, like, Riley meets Giles and now Buffy meets Professor Walsh. Because they each have this person in their life that's kind of like their mentor or whatever.
Yeah, like these, mentor and, like, parental figures. Because I think definitely Riley is Walsh's favorite.
I think so, too.
Commando.
But I'm kind of curious to see what happens with her.
Yeah. They're talking about basically differences between, like, their methods. And I like what Walsh says, we use the high technology and, like, advanced weaponry, and as far as I understand, you poke them with a sharp stick.
Also, though, she's like, she talks about, how Buffy's lower grades were because of her...
Okay, it's B-. Calm down,
exactly. First
Maggie.
of all, it's not a low grade. But it's like she's blaming it on, like, her attention being elsewhere.
She's like, no, it makes sense. Like, I knew you were capable of more, but it was because you had other things going on that are more important.
Yeah.
She's talking about that she's trying to get Buffy clearance to the initiative so she can come down and check it out. And she likes to brag that Riley slayed, captured took down 17 hostiles.
That sounds like so many. And they're like, oh, Buffy, how many have you taken? And she's like, like, should I be answering honestly here? Should I be gloating right now?
I gotta be honest, I'm not loving the, like, in this episode, one thing I don't like is Buffy's, like...
Compared. Oh, she feels like she has to be less than.
Yeah. Yeah. She's lessening herself.
Yep.
In these situations, which I don't like.
No, that's true. She doesn't want to be, like, she doesn't want to brag, I guess. She doesn't want to feel like she's bragging, even though that's not what it is. She's actually just really good at this. So she should be owning it more, for sure. And she also, like, feels, we'll get to this later, but she feels like, doesn't want Riley to be, like, threatened, or... Yeah, that bugged me, too. And I there's a scene later on that I really liked that kind of, like, he was pretty cool about it.
She's concerned about it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she doesn't need to be. And so I'll just point out again that boys like Riley are like that, whereas exciting guys might not be.
All right, so Riley's slain 17. Haha. That was like Buffy's first week of school. So we go to Giles, and this is like so like forced, this scene. It's so weird. He randomly realizes when he's dusting his books, he picks a book out and just randomly realizes that it's the third new moon after the 19th feast of Delthrox.
Oh my god, I wrote 3 moon thingy.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know.
And that means that...
It means oh crap.
Yeah, oh crap, which you never hear Giles talk like that. And so he's calling Willow. He said, we can't wait for Buffy. The demon prince, Baravane, is going to rise tonight. So they have to take care of it. So at campus, Riley and Buffy are walking, and Riley is impressed with her strength and that they kind of gave her a cliff notes. She gave them a cliff notes of, like, her stories. There was, like, the snake at the frat house, the master, because she talked about how she drowned. And there's, like, a lot.
And she's like, no big, really?
She's trying to downplay it, which I didn't appreciate.
I thought it was kind of cool that he knows everything. Like, she's actually at a point now, at least, where she feels comfortable telling him everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, I like that.
And also he says, the girls I grew up with could hold their own, but you're, like, super strong. I don't even think... I'm not even sure I could take you.
I definitely couldn't, bro.
And then she says, well, it depends your meaning. They're like,
wow, okay.
like,
I didn't mind that scene. I thought it was funny.
Anyway. We're in Wash's office, and Giles is looking for Buffy because of this, I don't know, like, demon rising. But so he goes to Wash's office to find her. She's not there. And so they meet for the first time.
Yeah. This is interesting.
Yeah.
She says that Buffy needs more academic leading. Mm-hmm. And Giles is like, she can figure it out. Like, she's incredibly intelligent. She's unique.
They seem like they're coming from, like, two different schools of thought.
They're focusing on different things.
Yeah. Because she comes from, like, the military, so she thinks it should be, like, very much led and, not be self-reliant, like, follow orders, be given orders, and Giles is like, they should find their own footing. So they come from two different, like, schools of thought.
Well, it's funny, because Giles used to be a little more like her at the beginning, and he's relaxed more over the years.
Yeah, that's true. He was much more, by the book.
Yeah.
So they have different opinions about how to handle Buffy, or how she should grow. And Maggie says that some of her issues come from not having a strong father figure. Yeah, that was... Giles is like,
pretty crappy. Yeah. That wasn't very
because, Buffy and Giles have a father-daughter relationship.
Yeah, he is the father figure.
Yeah, so he's very offended by her saying that.
Yeah.
So we go to the graveyard and then the crypt, eventually. So Giles, Willow, and Xander are late trying to get to this crypt for this demon prince to rise. And so they're late because he got lost on campus looking for Buffy. After he left, he got lost. And he refers to Maggie as a harridan, and I didn't know what that meant.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
And I looked it up, and it was like I can't remember what it said. It was just like a mean, like, woman. Like, I can't remember the way that they described it. It was so funny. But it was like, just a woman he doesn't like, basically. Okay. So they get into the crypt and nothing has happened.
Yeah, well, I think maybe it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Maybe they got there in time, or,
But Willow says, you know what? The initiative probably got here days ago and, like, neutralized it. He's like, what? What is that? And we're like, oh my God, Giles doesn't know anything.
Poor Giles.
Yeah. So Willow and Xander kind of let it slip that Giles is in the initiative. Yeah. That those are the commandos. They're in the initiative, and Riley is one of them. And Giles is, like, flabbergasted.
Yeah, he's like, Buffy's dating one?
Buffy's dating one. No one ought to mention this to me.
And Professor Walsh is in charge.
Professor Walsh is in charge.
How dare.
Oh, the hits keep coming, and they don't stop coming, because they're like, who else knew about this? Xander says, Anya, that's it. Willow says, and Spike. Giles is like, Spike even knew about it, and I didn't know about it. He is, oh my God.
He's living. He just tells him to leave. He's like, I can handle this.
Yeah, just go. Nothing's going to happen. So he sits there for a few minutes, and he's like, who am I kidding? Nothing's going to happen. He, like, packs all his stuff up, and he leaves. And then we see Ethan Rayne come from, like, the back of the crypt, if we remember, from Halloween and Band Candy. He's back.
Like him. He sucks.
And he says, oh, Ripper, I wouldn't say that. He's doing his, like, the whole, like, villain monologue when no one's there. But then Giles says, is somebody there? He's like, oh, I thought you left.
That was really funny.
I love that scene. I watched it, like, 4 times. It's like, oh, bugger, I thought you left. It's like, that's something I love about Buffy. They take these, like, kind of, like, stereotypical scenes or tropes and stuff, and they, like, turn them around. Because, that never happens in, like, a serious movie where the villain's giving the monologue and then the hero's like, is somebody in here? So I love that. So we come back from the commercial, and Giles is ready to...
Yeah, he's going to kick his ass.
Kick Ethan's ass. He's like, this is going to be, like, really improve my day. Because Giles has not had a good day. He says, wait, like, I have something that you need to know. So Giles is like, okay. So they go to a bar where they're drinking, and Ethan, forgot his name for a second, and Ethan's talking about how there's rumblings in the demon world about how they're scared of something.
Yeah, something's harming demons. Yeah. And they don't know what's going on.
And it's not the Slayer.
It's not the Slayer.
And they're particularly scared of something called 314.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what happens to scared? Scared turns to angry, so we don't want angry demons.
Yeah, it's like backing a wild animal into a corner. They just kind of like lash out.
Yep.
And he said, yeah, something is like throwing out of balance. It's getting involved in something that doesn't belong.
So what's this 314 thing?
Yeah, so Giles kind of does tell Ethan about the initiative and is kind of like, that must be it. That must be what they're talking about. So we go to the gym. Buffy and Riley are sparring.
Yeah.
And they kind of like both agree that they're holding back from each other, and they agree not to.
Buffy kicks his butt.
Yeah, she sends Riley flying across the room.
Oh, does she ever?
Into a wall.
I mean, we know this, though. He has normal human strength. He's had to develop it, and he's honed it. He's worked out, and he's exercised, and he's done whatever. But, like, she's
Supernatural strength.
She's basically supernatural, yeah.
Yeah.
So
so she kicks his ass, and he's like, whoa, okay, I'm fine. She's very like, oh, God, sorry. At the back of the bar, now Giles and Ethan are drunk. And they're complaining. He's complaining about Maggie.
Oh, yeah.
How, he's been fighting demons for 20 years, and this initiative comes
for, what,
along.
6 months?
Yeah.
The demons are scared.
And they're scared of them. They don't even know about me. So he's very, very
She's just
upset.
an unemployed librarian.
With a propensity to get knocked on the head. I loved that. Because he's like realizing, like, everybody laughs every time he gets knocked unconscious.
Poor Giles.
I know. He's just like, we're past our prime. And Ethan says, don't worry about it. When you went to the bathroom, I put a poison in your drink. You'll be dead in an hour. And it's like the dramatic music. Yeah. And he's like, I'm just kidding.
Just kidding.
Just messing with you.
That's not a funny thing to joke about.
Yeah. So we're in Tara's room, and Tara and Willow are going to try a new spell. They're going to try to float a rose and then remove petals from it.
And what do they have to do that?
Hold hands.
Hold hands.
Yeah.
They
concentrate.
But they focused on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep saying this because at some point something's gonna come out of this, and I'm just gonna want everybody to remember that I saw it.
You heard it here first.
Yes.
20 years later. All right. So they float the rose. They're like, oh, it worked. Okay, we gotta pluck the petals off, and then it starts going crazy and like zooming around the room.
It's kind of haywire. And
yeah, they can lose control of it.
It's just like,
and it kind of explodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so the petals did come off though.
Yeah, that's what Tara said. She's like, hey, we got the petals off, but they didn't go to plan.
Yeah.
So the next morning at Giles, he wakes up. He's like has a hangover, and he walks down the stairs and he looks in the mirror and he's a demon.
Dun dun dun.
Yes.
And he's breaking things unintentionally.
Yeah, because he has all this strength. Yeah, and he says, Ethan. Like, he knows Ethan did something to him. He tries to leave the house, and he just can't. He tries to call.
His clothes on. Oh, yeah, he breaks the phone.
Breaks the phone in half.
Trying to put his favorite shirt on, and it rips.
And so he just grabs a blanket and leaves. But not before ripping the door off the hinges, because he's not used to this, like, demon strength that he has.
Strength, yeah.
Yeah. In the cafeteria, Buffy and Willow are having breakfast together. Yeah. And another thing Buffy and I have in common, she likes pancakes. That's my favorite food, so me and Buffy are simpatico that way. And she also likes waffles, though, which is fine. But Willow says, oh, you're so happy, talking about pancakes and waffles.
You should always have a boyfriend. You're so much fun.
Yeah. And she's like, it's going really well. But she also says Willow lies about Tara, which is interesting.
Wait, what'd
she says, oh, I didn't hear you come in last night. And Willow says, oh, I was in the chem lab or something alone all night.
I missed that.
So she deliberately didn't say she was hanging out with Tara.
I wonder why that is.
And she said I was doing a spell, and I was trying to float a rose, and it went like crazy. Mm-hmm. So I think there's some dark magic energy that was interfering with the spell. And Buffy says, okay, I'll mention it to Giles. Or maybe I should mention it to Maggie, because she's interested in like the supernatural side of things.
Willow's worried that Giles is feeling neglected and out of loopy.
Yeah.
Which is good. She's being perceptive, because that is very accurate.
She's like, you never told him about Riley and the initiative. And Buffy's like, I didn't? I did. Oops, I didn't. So yeah, Giles is feeling very left out.
Yeah.
And then they are talking, I'll talk to him tomorrow. I'll talk to Giles tomorrow, because today I'm hanging out with Riley. And she says, I kind of knocked him across the room last night.
And she's feeling insecure about that.
Yeah. You think he's okay with it? Do you think he's okay with it? And Willow rightfully says, you shouldn't, pretend to be less than you are. Yep. And you shouldn't have held back. You did the right thing. She's like, I kind of held back a little. She probably could have broke him in half.
I mean, yeah.
If she was doing full power.
Yeah. If she can break demons, what can she do to humans?
All right. In Xander's basement, Giles comes down into his room and notes that Xander's still sleeping. It's 10:30 in the morning. And he wakes him up. He says, Xander, you're going to be alarmed when you see me, but it's Giles, but I've turned into a demon. You have to help me. And Xander wakes up and sees him, and it freaks out, of course. But then we realize that Xander, even though we're hearing Giles speak English, Xander doesn't understand him.
No, it sounds like gibberish.
Yeah, he's speaking a demon language.
So that's scary.
Yeah. So Xander chases him off with pots and pans. And he runs off. And then we see him running through the neighborhood, like, kids are screaming, people are, like, grabbing their children. He's running through, like, yards full of toys, and he's like, ah! Like, he's freaking out.
Poor Giles.
Yeah. At Giles, Willow, Xander, Buffy, and Anya come to talk to him about Xander being attacked by this demon and, like, maybe the dark magic thing.
But they just see that his house is broken into, and it looks scary. Now they're worried that a demon, like, broke in and took him or something.
Yeah, so, and then they find his shirt ripped, which is not a good sign, because they're like, well, there's no blood or anything.
Yeah,
maybe he's okay.
Killed.
But then his shirt is all ripped up on the floor. In the graveyard, Giles is walking through and runs into Spike, who is tape measuring a crypt. I guess he's looking for somewhere to live. Is this big enough for me? So he runs in, and Spike is like, yay, I can kill this demon. I can beat it up because that's all he can do now.
Right.
And he realizes that it's Giles because he can speak feral demon.
So they can understand
he can understand each other. Yeah.
That was cool.
So Giles is willing to pay him to help him figure things out.
Of course he has to pay him. What a jerk. Spike is such a jerk. $100.
$100. You're going to have to do way better than that. $200. Okay.
And he doesn't want Buffy to know.
He doesn't want Buffy to know because he's embarrassed.
I feel like Buffy needs to know.
Yeah, because Spike immediately says, okay, you just want me to go tell Buffy? Because I can tell her that it's you and they can figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't want to do that.
That would just make everything so much easier. But
yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, he's going to not tell Buffy and pay Spike $200 to help him. At Giles, the gang is looking for the demon in Giles' books. They're trying to find a picture of the demon that attacked Xander. They hear a noise outside, and Buffy goes to investigate, and Riley shows up. And he says they got 911 calls from here, because they intercept 911 calls.
Right.
And he says, what are you doing here? I said, this is Giles. This is Giles' apartment, and he's missing. Mm-hmm. So the neighbors just heard growling and, like, a struggle. So, not good. And Riley promises that he and the initiative will help find Giles. Because Buffy's, like, getting really worried now at this point. Mm-hmm. In Giles' car.
Oh my god. Spike is driving. Spike does not know how to drive shift.
He's like, I don't know if I'm driving this car or wearing it because it's so small. So he's driving Giles around, and Giles asks Spike if he has any, like, laser eye powers or anything powers, and Spike says he has paralyzing mucus.
That's a pretty good power.
That comes out of his nose. Yeah, Spike thinks so. Mm-hmm. But Giles thinks he's lying. He's like, maybe I am, but if you're going to sneeze, let me know, because I don't want to be in the way. Giles says he's starting to feel rage. Yeah, things are, like, changing. He's starting to feel anger.
Yeah.
So some, like, qualities of the demon are coming through. Yeah. And Spike tries to talk him into just giving into it. Because, hey, I can't do it. Do it, man. Go for it. Like, just give into it.
And this makes me wonder if there's some sort of time limit on Giles's. Like, they need to reverse this before a certain period of time, before he's completely demonized.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he says, I am a human being with a conscience. I wouldn't do something like, I can't do that. And then he says, oh, stop the car. And he gets out, and he runs down, like, Maple Court.
Street or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and he sees Maggie, and he's... He chases her down the street. She's screaming and running, and he's just chasing her, trying to scare her.
Oh my god.
And then he gets back into the car and says, okay, let's go. That was so great.
Way to go, Giles. Way to be having a soul with a conscience.
Yeah. It didn't hurt anybody. So at Giles' they do find Xander locates that's a feral demon, and...
Something about mucus?
Yeah. So Spike wasn't lying. He does have mucus powers. Yeah. They're usually foot soldiers. They're like minions or lackeys for other demons. And they can be killed with something silver.
No, yeah, right, yeah.
So Riley gets a call that Walsh was attacked by the demon.
She wasn't attacked. She was chased, I bet.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it came out of a car that was Giles. They realized it's Giles' car. So, like, the demon stole Giles' car.
Buffy is concerned. She thinks the demon is being controlled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it could be this person with dark magic that Willow's talking about.
Yeah.
So they're starting to make that
They need to
connection.
figure it out, yeah.
And Buffy and Riley are going to go to the magic shop to see if, they can see, like, who's been buying, like, ingredients or anything. And she grabs a letter opener because she thinks
looks
it's,
like it's
silver. So at a bar, the bar that Ethan and Giles were at last night, Giles is kind of, like, hiding under his blanket. And Spike is talking to the waitress that waited on them because Ethan gave the waitress his number because he was hitting on her. And so she says, I took one look at where he was staying and I, like, knew it was a no-go because he's staying at the Sunnydale Motor Inn. So he's like, thank you. That's the information we needed, where Ethan is. At the magic store, Buffy just breaks down the door and is looking through the receipts.
And Riley's like, I have a
master key that opens all the shops.
Yeah, she's like, for next time.
Yeah, next time, absolutely. And they find a receipt for Ethan. Rain bought something that would, like, kind of, like, play into this.
Go figure, Ethan.
Professional bad guy. So Riley calls the initiative to research his name to see if it can run it against all, like, hotel reservations. Mm-hmm. So that's very handy. So they head out. She's like, okay, we'll go to the car. We'll wait for the initiative to call back, and then we're heading there. Riley tells her that he was ordered by Walsh not to bring Buffy along.
I don't know why.
Maybe because she's not officially a part of the initiative or anything.
I mean, she's. I don't understand why they don't think they should work together. I was kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, and I'm like, same thing Buffy says. I'm letting you come along, not the other way around. Yeah. Like, this is my territory. This is, like, my dad, essentially.
She was there first.
Yeah, she was there first. So she says, you have to, like, just bring the whole army out, because that's the only thing that's going to stop me. I'm letting you come along. And Riley's like, okay. So he doesn't put up too much of a fight. So we're back in Giles' car. They're on their way to the Sunnydale Motor Inn, and he's getting mad. Like, he's feeling more and more rage.
Raging.
And then all of a sudden, Spike realizes they're being followed by a military Humvee.
Yeah.
And then there's another one. So, like, now they're actually starting to chase them. And he's like, come on, go. He's like, I'm flooring it. I guess this thing won't go any faster. And Giles says, hey, let me, like, jump out, and then you can, like, lead them away. He's like, hey, they're after me, too. Like, we're going to both end up in lab if, like, I need you to, like, split the diff if we get caught so I can get away. He's like, okay, well, $400 more. And then you see, like, Giles just jump out of the car and Spike is going. So Spike's like, for $100 more, I'll risk it. So now he's up to $300. So Giles arrives at the hotel, breaks the door down. Ethan is, like, trying to pack his bag to get out of town. And he just starts beating him up. And, of course, Ethan knows it's Giles.
Yeah.
But Giles just starts beating the shit out of him.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ethan's always up to...
I feel like they didn't actually really cover that, though, right?
No, not explicitly,
Yeah,
but it was definitely assumed. Yeah.
Okay.
He confronts Ethan.
Yeah, and who shows up?
Yeah, Buffy and Riley show up. And, of course, Ethan says, he killed Ripper, and now he's going to kill me.
What a jerk.
Because he knows that, Giles can't communicate with them. So Buffy and Giles start fighting. And I think Giles does, like, fight back some, because he does have that rage issue.
But he's
so
trying
otherwise he
to?
could have, like maybe signaled to her or something.
Yeah, something.
But Buffy's still kicking his ass. And, yeah, she's fighting Giles. And we go back to Spike's car, and he's running from the commandos, and and he cuts them off. They kind of, like, stop, and he's, like, so happy. He's like, yeah! And then he crashes Giles' car into a wall. R.I.P. Car. Not Spike. He's already dead. I also, like, it's totally going back. But, like, when Spike's talking about Xander's basement, he's like, I've smelled corpses with a special... I've seen corpses with a fresher smell. In fact, I've been one. That was so good. All right. At the hotel, Riley and Ethan are kind of fighting. And because Buffy told him, don't let Ethan leave. Yep. And Buffy gets the upper hand on Giles and stabs him. But as soon as she stabs him, she, like, sees his eyes and realizes that it's Giles.
Panics. She's like, oh, crap, it's too late.
Yeah, she has stabbed him.
Her reflexes are too quick.
Thankfully, she realizes that it's not real silver.
Yeah. Because
she pulls it out. It's like, this isn't real silver. So Giles is bleeding green blood, but it's not enough to kill him. Yeah. So they get Ethan to undo the spell. He has, like, a little... whatever that's called. Like a pentagram or something like that on the floor. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because Ethan, so he does a spell, but he's like, it's a stay and gloat. It gets me every time. I needed to do the damage to get out of town. He's like, every time I just stick around to enjoy it, I get caught.
He's stupid.
Yeah. I think he's a lovable villain. I think he's so funny. And he's like, okay, I'm going to be going. Buffy's like, I don't think so. What are you going to do? Kill me? Like, I'm a human. You can't do anything to me. So Riley says, yeah, but we can, basically. So the government arrests Ethan and takes him off.
Bye, Ethan.
Yeah.
And Riley's like, you're Superman strong? No, Spider-Man strong.
Yeah. And one little thing before when they take Ethan out, before Buffy and Riley have this conversation, Giles says he's just really embarrassed. He's back to normal, but he's embarrassed. And she said she knew it was him because of his eyes.
Yeah. That was a cute moment.
Yeah, it was a sweet moment. So he goes out to see Ethan get arrested. And Riley says, yeah, he likes how strong she is. That she's like a leader. She makes
Spider-Man strong.
She makes the plan. She executes the plan. She doesn't take orders from anybody.
She's the boss.
Yeah, she's the boss.
He likes it.
And he likes it. So that kind of puts to rest some of her worries about him being just a normal dude.
Yeah.
Air quotes, normal.
Nice. He's nice.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
So back at Giles, Buffy apologizes for not telling him about about
the initiative and everything.
The initiative and Riley being involved in it and everything. Yeah. She's like, I'll tell you everything from now on. And he says, you don't have to tell me everything, but he's weary of the initiative.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's not just because I hate Maggie a lot, but I do.
She's honest.
And Buffy says, Riley's a really good guy. And he says, I'm sure, but he's involved in something we don't understand.
He wants her to be careful, which is, I think that's fair.
Yeah, he did some good fatherly /watcher /mentor advice. Just keep your eyes open and know what you're getting into.
Yeah, and then we flip to the lab where
The
Professor Walsh is
yeah.
giving the same talk to Riley. Like, she walks in and the rules get broken.
Mm-hmm. We don't know her loyalties lie. She's
Predictable, basically?
Yeah, like a little bit unpredictable. And Riley's like, she's the truest soul I've ever known.
Yeah, that was kind of cheesy. Yeah.
Like, it's just so weird to say to your military boss person, but I guess it's also like his mom.
It's a weird thing to say in general.
It is.
The truest soul I've ever known.
Yeah, and she says, oh God, spare me the college boys in love with these declarations. But he's like, she's like, I think it will work out. Like, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So she goes into, like, a secure area that Riley can't go, and then to another door, and then the door says 314 on it.
Yeah,
and as the door is closing, we see there's, like, a gurney. There's a gurney on the table with a body on it. Oh, you can kind of see, like, underneath a sheet. So that's all you can see as the door closes.
I missed that.
And that's the end of the episode.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping we'll see more about that next episode.
Mm-hmm. You won't have to wait.
Okay.
Usually they like drop these earlier in the season, and then they like wait, but not this season.
Yeah.
Oh right, so that is a new man. So my favorite quote was when Maggie says, "We thought you were a myth," and Buffy says, "Well, you were myth taken."
That's cute.
That is like a beloved line, a Buffy line. Like that's like one of people's favorite lines. They love it. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then my favorite scene was actually when Riley and Giles meet at the party. Like that whole little thing. I like that. Okay. It was cute.
That's cute. That's actually my favorite scene too.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah, it was so cute. It was just like, because she seemed like a little nervous to introduce them. I don't know.
He was nervous to meet Giles. Yeah. Giles was like, my daughter's dating this guy?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was so cute. I really like that.
It was cute.
And I have a tie for two of my favorite lines.
Okay.
One of them was...
This had a lot of good lines.
One of them was a serious one when Willow said, you actually quoted it, you can't walk around pretending you're less than you are. Mm-hmm. That was such a good quote. Mm-hmm. That applies to everybody always. Mm-hmm. And then at the end when she's talking to Giles about Riley, and she's like, uh-oh, you have butt face.
Yeah, you have butt
really
face.
Yeah.
I've adopted that over the years. I've been like, you have butt face. Also, I liked the one where Giles says, I'm an unemployed librarian that has a propensity to get knocked on the head. Yeah. Like I already said, I liked the Spike line where he said, I've smelled fresher corpses. In fact, I've been one. That was great, too.
I also like, you poke things with sharp sticks.
Yeah, you poke it with a sharp stick.
That was a good one.
Yeah, it had a lot of good lines.
Yeah.
Okay, my steak rating was a 4.2 out of 5.
Really?
Yeah, I was like waiting for your reaction. Yeah.
Oh, weird. Why?
I don't know. I liked that it was a Giles-centric episode. I did like that. I think we've seen that, like, Spike with a group of the Scoobies is always funny and really good. So last episode we had Spike, Willow, and Xander, very funny. Yeah. This episode we had Spike and Giles, very funny. I like that we're starting to see the blending and the juxtaposition of the Scoobies versus the Initiative.
Yes.
Like, we've been getting that more. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. I like Ethan. I think he's a funny villain.
See, that's the part of the episode I didn't like.
So I like that he's back. He's just I think he's a funny villain. I like that he used to be friends with Giles, and they still have this camaraderie, kind of. I just think he's a funny character. But, yeah, I don't know. I just felt like a 4.2 to me.
Okay.
4. Oh, and, like, the ending. Yeah. Just an ending, like, I thought was good. Like, the door. Was really good. The ending was good, yeah.
Well, 4.5 for me.
Oh, you rate it high.
The only part of it I didn't like about the episode was Ethan, actually. He grates on me the wrong way. I don't know why. I just find him very annoying. Okay. But I loved Giles turning into a demon. I thought that was, like, it was great. They did really well with it. So much comedic relief in this episode. It was just so funny. Yeah, like you said, the Spike and Giles stuff. I really liked Willow, like, making sure Buffy knows that she needs to be her complete true self. And then also Riley backed that up, too. He's like, you don't have to be, just be you, basically.
He's not intimidated by it.
Yeah, he's not. He's not insecure. So, yeah, and I'm curious to see what happens with Professor Walsh and 314.
What are they up to?
Yeah.
All right, that's a new man. So, the next episode, the I in team. My question's pretty wide there. Wait, what is behind door 314?
Well, it's gotta be some sort of secret lab or something. Some sort of, something. I think it's gonna be something that we don't like. Some sort of, like, research lab where they, I don't know, maybe they even do bad things to good demons? Are there good demons? I don't know. Something bad that we're not gonna like.
I'll say there are good demons.
Okay, so I feel like maybe it's, like, where they're taking good demons and doing something bad to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Doing experiments on good demons.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, we'll say that. And when we end this and you ask me if you were right or what it was, I'm not telling you until you watch the episode. Bye. All right. So that wraps up Season 4, Episode 12, A New Man. Again, you can find us on all major podcast apps, YouTube and Instagram, at One Girl in All the World Pod. You can also email us at onegirlpod@gmail.com. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week with Season 4, Episode 13, The I in Team. See you real soon.
Bye. Bye.